Euros for a move from Everton to Spurs. Nedum, if you're at Tottenham, how hard would you push this to get it over the line?
I think he's a good player, but for me, I think I prefer Kulusevski. I think I prefer that Kulusevski, Son, Kane partnership. And I think Lucas Moura as well is probably a little bit ahead of him. So I'm not sure. I think maybe they want depth, but then that's a lot of money for depth. And yeah, I think as well, for his style of player, like he feels more off the cuff than as structured as, say, some of the players that like a Conte signing would be. So clearly they've seen something within him, but I never really had him down as a Spurs type of player, especially under his current manager. But like I say, I keep saying he's a good player, but I just don't see him in a Spurs shirt at this moment in time. But I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Yeah,
it's kind of a surprise one, this one. Like, if you're Spurs, is this really your priority?
I think the priority is at the back, to be quite honest with you. But in some sense, he hasn't got the structured play of a Conte style, but in another sense, he has other attributes, like he fights, and I mean, he's obviously a skillful player. But whenever you see him playing for Everton, whether you like him or not, or whether you think he goes to ground often or not, blah, 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 he puts himself about. I just can't make my mind up about this guy, because I just don't know if it's a good or bad move, and I think a lot of that might be down to the fact where he's been playing the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Everton's been such a car crash that it's not the easiest team to play in, and maybe we're not, for those reasons, seeing the best of them. It just seems like a lot of money for me, for a guy who's not going to come in and be, you know, you wouldn't sign Richarlison and say, oh, he'll be in the Tottenham team straight away. So I'm unsure whether this deal could be done.
I'm not at all sure about Richarlison either. I'm unconvinced by the prospect of this move. He's been good for Brazil. Pretty good for Brazil. And as much as he scored, I think 6 goals in the last 2 months for Everton to keep them up, a lot of those goals I find were a little bit scrappy and unconvincing. They were needed, but unconvincing. So I don't see Richarlison getting into Spurs' starting 11. So from a player perspective, wait to see what's happening at Everton, because at least you know there you're going to be starting. And I'm not at all sure that he features in Conte's starting 11 if everybody's fit. Maybe you get some games in one of the cups or something of the sort, but I don't see an awful lot more than that if everybody stays fit. And at that price, that's a lot of money for a squad player.
Unless they think they're losing Son.
I don't think so.
Nah, Son ain't going anywhere.
Get that water back.
Hold on, the guys. I know those people got very upset about the fact he wasn't in those team of the years, and he was fantastic. I mean, he's maybe some of his performances weren't his usual gold standard.
No, I don't think anyone's denying that he's not good.
No,
it's just the fact that there's been no speculation, no link.
Because there's no speculation behind the scenes, there's not people interested in Heung-min Son. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you're Spurs,
because it's not been on the ESPN FC website.
He's got handshakes for everybody in his Spurs. If he goes somewhere else, he'll have to learn a whole new set of handshakes.
Why would Spurs let him go?
Well, why would? It's like, why would they let Harry Kane go? If the money had been right, which it wasn't at the time, they probably had to sell him. Of course, they don't want to let him go, but he's opening eyes with his goals return, the same as Mo Salah is opening eyes with his goals return. So there has to be people interested in him.
I'm not denying that at all. I think a lot of big clubs would be interested in Spurs. I just think Son is happy where he is.
There we go.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.